Hello everyone, welcome back to another live trading session. So, without further ado, let's get straight into it. The US market opened literally a minute ago. So let's have a look what we've got going on. Now, there doesn't seem to be too much liquidity for Bitcoin right now. I'll have a look at ETF inflows for Bitcoin itself. I mean, it's looking pretty positive. It's looking pretty positive. So you can see from 0111 till 0427 plus 741k. Now we have got Glint open just in case we get some news on Bitcoin. We haven't been getting much these past couple of days. Nothing crazy has happened. So, let's have a closer look, shall we? Yeah, so we're still, hello, we're still trading above that resistance level that we have at the top.
Just try and listen to it, you know what I mean? Because you can't deny house music, like.
Too many ideas.
Yeah, like I said, we're still trading above that big resistance level. So since that US market open, we have been coming very bearish actually. Let's have a look. So the US market open was this candle here, and we have been coming bearish ever since that candle. I believe we did come to this resistance level. As you can see, the price hit it, and it feels the resistance, and it's obviously coming back bullish. Now Ethereum has got the same kind of pattern, but it's slightly different to Bitcoin, of course. So Hara's got more volume now. No, maybe not. Crude oil seems to be rising. We've got WorldCoin now. What else have we got? Yeah, Tether Gold was on there. Polka dots. Let's have a look at polka dots. Could trade Tesla. Tesla's coming very bearish now. We did see a big push. It's a very big push. Now we could be in for a move to the downside, but that peak's kind of rounded off now, and we've had many attempts of push to the downside. We've failed this push back up to continue that move in this level of 429. So you can see we pushed up from this wick here, and then we've kind of been bearish ever since. Pump fund, we had a look at pump fund of quite a while ago actually. Yeah, we'll need to be in a higher time frame to actually get some kind of, you know, structure for pump fund and other coins as well. Gold as well, but you can see gold in about a 3-minute time frame, and it's like relatively okay. As you can see, gold has been bullish, so most likely. That's in a 1 hour time frame though, so if you look at a 1 minute, yes, I mean it's pretty decent. Yeah, it's pretty hard move. Crude oil hasn't really seen too much of a move, but we still have that correlation, so this move to the downside is pretty much this move to the upside for gold. Tether gold, so don't get it confused with XAU gold. Alright. It seems gold might be rounding off. We're at 70 RSI right now. Ethereum's took a big dip there of 21, or 21, 22 on the RSI. So we could be in for a push towards the upside. So we've broken through that level there. We'll have a look at liquidity wise. What have we got for Bitcoin? Nothing too much. So 28 mil is literally change. It's, you know, nothing at all. And then Ethereum. Right, I just logged in, so we'll now have a look at the liquidity map, liquidity heat map. Yeah, there's literally no liquidity in upside whatsoever. We were on Binance, I believe, so if you've gone 12 hours, yeah, it's the same. We need Ethereum. 1.43 billion. So we haven't claimed that liquidity yet. So it's at 2,312 and we are currently sat at, let's have a look, 2,313.28. So the liquidity is just below this previous low. Let's try and understand what this 1.4B of liquidity is. Is that inflows or? I got tangled in the cable. Question is, are we seeing Bitcoin coming for a large move to the upside or not? I mean, I personally think we're going to come for a further push to the downside. We're still okay with RSI, we're at 56, which is still pretty normal. But I believe this was like a fake out move. I believe we will come in for a push to the downside, so I will come in for a position, a short position. Same for Ethereum as well. And also, let's go Pudgy Penguins as well. So for Pudgy Penguins, we can put the take profit at we've got to go more than that, so Pudgy Penguins, we'll do, that's a little bit too much. We'll go at that previous low actually, so that's about 5, we'll do 506. Yeah, so just above that previous low is pretty good. Now liquidity for Ethereum does lie in the bottom range, as you can see. So that is a pretty big magnet for the price right there. Now for Bitcoin, we don't really seem to have pretty much anything. We've got 28 million. 28 million is literally nothing. Like, you know, it's nothing at all. We've got 26, 2 blocks of 26. At 80.2k and 80k, and then that 28.52 is at 82,920. Now I believe we will see a further move to the downside. Now if you guys want to obviously check out Everdex, you can. Link is in the description below. Obviously you see me trade on this platform every single time, so if you guys got any questions, then don't obviously hesitate to ask. If you don't understand anything or something specific, then yeah, don't be afraid to drop a message. I don't bite. Yeah, so I believe that move was correct. Decision making was correct in believing that that move was a fake out, as we still are in for a move towards the downside. Now, liquidity does seem to be heavily in the downside for Ethereum. So we're at that 1.4 billion. Now, for Bitcoin is not too much, but we are still obviously going to see that move to the downside, as Bitcoin does correlate to pretty much all the coins to some, extent. So as for a stop loss, I am going to mark above this previous high. That's kind of like a place where we would exit, as that could be the place where the market shifts. So for a take profit on Ethereum, we would do, we'll go to that previous low actually. We'll do 2,310, as we do have that liquidity set at 2,312. So that is what we will go for. So Ethereum take profit 2,310. For Bitcoin, let's have a look where the low is for Bitcoin so we can put that price in. So we'll actually do the 80k level of resistance. So we'll do, let's say, 80,705. So 80,705. And then we can put in the stop loss above that previous peak. So we'll do 81,250 just to be safe. So 81,250. We'll do slightly less actually, so we do get that perfect, that nice 3-to-1 ratio. So we'll do 150. Yes. So let's do the same thing for Ethereum as well. Let's do the same thing for Ethereum as well. So above that previous peak, so we would go with 2,328. 2,328. And as for Pudgy Penguins, we can currently leave that right now. Right, we'll have a look on flow, see what we're like. We'll get a closer view of what's currently happening inside the market. So you can see we've got some resistance at this level here, but I believe we will be in for a continued move to the downside. We have slightly come up about above kind of this peak here. So whales are extremely bearish, mid is slightly bearish, and retail is currently looking neutral, but it is slightly leaning towards the bearish side as well. So we are still currently in a nice bit of profit there, which is very, very nice to see. So this could actually be a 1k trade now. That's if the price does come to that take profit level, which is this previous low that we had. For Ethereum, I'm actually gonna bump this take profit slightly higher, so we have a safer margin. I believe it is a little bit too low, so we have more of a chance for that price to come back to this previous low than it coming obviously past it. But obviously then thinking about this liquidity that we've had in the downside for 1.4 billion, if I remember correctly, 1.54 billion now at 2,309. So that is even below our liquidity, our take profit level actually. So our take profit is currently sat at 2,310, and the liquidity of 1.54 billion sits at 2,309. So we've got 3 nice trades there already. So that first move, that first initial sharp move that we had was actually a fake out. So most of the time when we get a fake out, we actually get a real move in the opposite direction. So you see, we went very bullish here, relatively sharp move as well. You can see by the size of these candles. And I believe we've got a fair value gap there as well. So we may be in for a retest. That is a possibility, that is a possibility. Hello, hello. Yeah, so we do have a fair value gap there. Let me just mark that out. So we're still looking pretty good. Bitcoin seems to be lacking behind a little bit. So this is currently the fair value gap that we have. Very nice, very nice. 530 profit already. Good start. So this is currently the first trades we put on. So I saw that first initial move to the upside. We did have a false move, which is obviously clearly visible right there. And now what we had was that was continuation. There's a fair value gap. We could have had a retest and a continuation to the upside, but we have broken through. So the fact that this fair value gap failed to come up above on the origin of the bearish move, so the origin of the bearish move is here. Let me just brush that. So that's the origin of the bearish move. What that pretty much means is this is the place where this bearish move, which is move to the downside if you don't know, where this move actually started. So the fact that we failed to come up above it suggests there is still weakness. So we have the fair value gap created there, and yeah, we've still been very bearish ever since. So we do need to see that price coming a lot more bearish now. There's that continue move. Pudgy Penguins doesn't seem to be following too hard today. We saw a slight move to the downside here. So this was that previous low that we had. I think it was about a $170 US profit at this exact low. But we've kind of been consolidating within this level right now. So our entry price was actually pretty decent. So we came in at this level here. So the price has failed to come up above this level multiple times, as you can see. So Ethereum is kind of maybe pushing towards the upside, but everything is still leaning bearish. But for Ethereum, actually, we've got nearly a 50-50 ratio to the longs and shorts. So we've got shorts, we've got 12.9 million, and longs, we've got 12.5. Now for Bitcoin, we'll see a much different scenario. Yeah, so for Bitcoin, we've got 34.2 million in shorts and 18 million in longs. Now price is coming bullish, so we'll most likely see that same effect for Ethereum as well. Not as much actually, not as much. Not as much. Oh, so Pudgy Penguins do seem to have come slightly bullish there. So it may not even claim that liquidity that we've got in the downside. Could be in for a move back to the upside now. Is that a fake out or is that the actual move? To me it looks like a fake out as well. We still have quite a lot of pressure to push towards the downside. We have got a big bearish candle there. Bullish, sorry. What have we got? Iran demands control of Hormuz in war talks with US. Iran has demanded sovereignty over the Strait of Hormuz in its latest proposal to the US aimed at ending the war, according to state media. The key oil shipping route has been effectively blocked since fighting with the US and Israel began in February, disrupting exports from Gulf producers, including Saudi Arabia and Kuwait. Iran and Oman both hold exclusive economic zones in the strait, but under international law, foreign ships retain the right of innocent passage through the waterway. I mean, that tweet is kind of, I'd say, neutral. So we've got positive, but then at the same time we've got negative. So the positive fact is that Iran has obviously demanded the sovereignty, pretty much, which is control of the strait, which, you know, is not good. So they can obviously decide what goes in, what goes out, what can't come in, what can't go out. So that's kind of bad, but at the same time, it says it's aimed at ending the war. But that's according to state media, of course. But then, yeah, it's kind of a 50-50 post. Yeah, that's not good. Question is now, are we going to get a further move to the downside, or are we going to retest back up to the upside? If you do get a continuation towards the upside, then that won't be good for us at all, but we still are in a position to come in for a move to the downside, as we haven't broken above that previous high just yet. And the liquidity does lie in the lower end. Does lie in the lower end for Ethereum. Now we still seem to be pushing slightly bullish. Let's have a look. Yeah, same liquidity, 1.54 billion. For Bitcoin, I don't think we'll see much change, or maybe even barely anything. Looks like we've got more liquidity in the lower end. We've got 29 million and 27 million, sorry. It's still nothing. Like 29 and 27 is literally like, it's nothing at all. So if we're looking to about 200 plus, then it's pretty good. But the fact it's like, you know, 200 to, yeah, we're coming back up to that previous high now. Not so positive. We are going to close that Pudgy Penguins position as well. So as you can see, we've got about halfway into our position, and then yeah, we made that move towards the upside from that position there. Unfortunate. believe will get stopped out here as well. Sui, what is Sui? So look at Pudgy Penguins. Question is, are we going to push even higher or not? We did drop slightly there for Ethereum actually. So let's have a look. It seems we've kind of, I don't know, we still are in a push towards that upside. Even though liquidity does lie in the bottom range for Ethereum actually. We'll have a look at Bitcoin as well. So Bitcoin has come up above that previous high, but we haven't come above the origin of the bearish move. So we are pretty close to being stopped out at this previous high there. I don't know, it seems to kind of be hitting this zone. So this is currently like a zone I'm watching for. Let's have a look. Pudgy Penguins. Yeah, Pudgy Penguins is kind of consolidating as well. So there's two cases that this kind of could go. A bullish continuation would be if we break above 23,020 for Ethereum and breaks cleanly above 23,026. But we are currently consolidating at that level, as you can see. So we do have weakness there by the looks of it. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. So the fact that we haven't broke through suggests to me that we could be in for a further move to the downside. So if we come back in within this fair value gap, then I will be in for a short position again. Actually, we could There's more, there's a further push to the downside by the looks of it. You can see we've been rejected from this level many times. I will exit that and put in a fresh short position at this level, as we don't seem to be breaking this level. Bitcoin as well. And we had very nice. So we'll most likely see the same kind of move. Yep, there's a sharp move for Bitcoin as well. So we've failed to come above that level there. Now we're already in a okay amount of profit, but kind of need to come back within that margin of the loss we had for that previous trade, which would be very nice. So for Ethereum, we'll go to that previous low. We can actually bump it up a little bit more. We'll go to 2,304. Yeah, 2,314. 2,314 there. Right, Pudgy Penguins, same kind of thing. Bitcoin. Let's have a look. Where's that previous low sat? Bitcoin. Yeah, we'll do that'll do. What have we got? Lawmakers urge Trump. What's going on? I'm pretty bearish today, actually. I'm pretty bearish. Pretty bearish today. What about you? What about you? Right. So I can't have a look at the post. I've got to pay 7 something euro to be able to look at a news source. Kind of crazy. Lawmakers urge Trump to move ahead on delayed arms sale. So the global tension currently isn't looking too crazy. No news as well. News is relatively low for today as well. You know, nothing too crazy happening right now. The question is, are we going to come through that level? But the fact that we've got many rejections there, now a further push at the downside, kind of suggests to me that we are going to be in for a move towards the downside again. Liquidity does lay in the lower end for Ethereum and Bitcoin as well, ever so slightly, but that level of liquidity for Bitcoin is very small. So I've got 1.54 billion there at 23,009. So Ideally, I would say profit could be 23,010. That's a Pudgy Penguins, Ethereum 23,010. That is currently where I am expecting price to go. So, you guys can watch my trade whilst I shall be back very, very shortly. you look at that? Come back and it's some pretty good profit. So it looks like that trade, yeah, got stopped out. So we're still looking for a push towards that downside. Still looking for a push to the downside. Very nice, very nice. We need to come to that take profit though. Liquidity does still sit in that bottom range for Ethereum. Yeah, still 1.54 billion. And I don't think we've got any changes for Bitcoin. Yeah, still 29. You see, 29 is nothing. It's nothing to drive price. It's absolutely niche. Now, Pudgy Penguins is doing pretty well right now, but we do need to see that push to that bottom, this bottom of valley. So this is what you call a valley, where the price is like down, comes back up. A peak is obviously up and then comes down. Obviously you get the peak like a mountain, makes sense. Anyway, we are nearly in a 1.2, well, we're in a 1.2k profit already. I'm looking for that continuation. Hopefully we get this move past this previous low as well. Get that liquidity in the downside, very nice. Would be very nice. Would be very nice. So we've come slightly bullish actually there. I think we've bounced off of this bottom. But I believe we will come in for a further push past this previous low. We haven't quite even reached this, like the actual bottom of that low. We've kind of reached the mid section. So we are getting closer and closer to our take profit. So we'll look at Pudgy Penguins. Yeah, Pudgy Penguins also got this take profit at this previous low that we had. And you can see we've had a low here as low as there as well. So that is kind of the level we are aiming for right now. We're currently sat at 1.3k profit, which is very nice. Very nice. Very nice. We'll most likely see some consolidation until a further move. Oh, there we go. Bitcoin trade has just gone through. What have we got for Ethereum? Ethereum is nearly there as well. close by markets actually, just to be on the safer side. Just to be on the safer side. Well, that's a great way to even out those losses that we took. Very nice, very nice. So until we get a a further signal to where the price is headed, we'll kind of stay out of the trades for now. So we have got that liquidity now. Or maybe actually not. So we went to a low of 2,311. So the liquidity sits at 2,309. So this is where we need to go. So 2,309.47. That is where the price is, liquidity sat. So about here somewhere. So we've got a slight bit more to go. And there we go, that liquidity has now been snatched. We are at 18.97 on the RSI. That is dangerously low. We'll come in for a long position there. Same with Pudgy Penguins. Same with Pudgy Penguins. Let's give it a little bit of time there. So we'll look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's actually pushed heavily back into that zone, which is crazy. But we have stopped at this level where the price came to when it kind of made the same kind of drop like it did here. And now, obviously, it came bullish, came slightly below the line again, and then came bullish again. So let's have a look at Pudgy Penguins. If we can get in for a position to catch that move. So already in profit on that Ethereum trade there. Pudgy Penguins trade might not be as positive as we expected, but we have got kind of like some pressure building in this area here, as you can see. So the price is not even going any lower, and the candles are relatively small, but the wicks are large, which suggests to me that we aren't going to get a further move to the downside. So this is kind of the level where the price stopped here as well, as you can see. And that is where the price started to come bullish. So I'm expecting the kind of the same move to happen in this same area. US President Donald Trump rejected Iran's counter proposal to end the 10-week war, calling it totally unacceptable, while Tehran vowed to never bow, prolonging a standoff. This is exactly what I was talking. This is exactly what I said. No one's going to be the bigger man and actually, accept it. What have we got going on? Kind of bugged out there for a second. So. So we are slowly but surely creeping back up above this resistance level. Let's actually have a look at what we kind of had going on in this area. So this is the kind of the same thing we have, but this move is relatively sharper, coming through this level of resistance at 80k. This move isn't as sharp. As you can see, we do have some bullish candles in this area. So here we have relatively, well, I think we've got a fair value gap as well there, but you see we've got a strength of about 3 or 4 candles, and then we kind of start making a downtrend. You can see we've got a downtrend here, so we've got lower highs, lower lows, and then we kind of push above the high and then continue to come bearish. We had obviously higher highs, higher lows here as well, you can see, but then we had some weakness in this area where we've got a big push from the sellers, but then a continuation up until about nearly, oh no, never mind. Yeah, so we're at 81k. We dipped slightly and then made another high of about 81k, and then ever since we have been kind of consolidating above this level. So right now, if we do come back above that 81,200 where we started at the beginning of our session, that would be very, very nice. So Bitcoin, I believe, will continue to kind of consolidate above this major resistance level that we had currently. So this is where we currently are. So if I go in the 1 minute time frame, you can see that we are coming back up above that resistance level, but you can see we've been dipping slightly below it here, here, and then there again. If I'm correct, that is. Yeah, so these lines might not be as perfectly drawn as to, you know, one another, but let's have a look. We'll do daily time frame. Yeah, you can see we've kind of been dancing above that level, but we had a more accurate drawing on here, I believe. So we'll have a look at the daily. What have we got for the daily? Yeah, but the thing is, in this move here, we didn't have the price really coming above like we do here. So the price is very tight, as you can see, in this range. So you can see the price like kind of tight in this range, as you can see here, here, and then we'll most likely get another jump down to about maybe even 77k. But at this place, we kind of got a tighter squeeze towards the bottom end. So we didn't have the price coming out of this resistance level that we have at the top. But here we have a very tight push on this resistance level. Now, since the 15th, since the 14th of April, we've kind of been in this same range. So that's nearly a whole month that we've been sitting in this range. So I'm just below that resistance level, which is pretty interesting to see. I've actually heard a lot of things of like investors believing that we will get a push towards the downside first until obviously a further push to the upside. So we may even see this move and this move having, you know, this kind of outcome. So based on the move that we've got right now, we may even see a further push to the downside, even to 66k. A lot of traders have been suggesting that that is a kind of like a level where we could see the price going to. Now looking in the daily, so we've got a bit of resistance there by the looks of it. We're not too stressed yet. Or we may even be failing to reclaim this level that we had at the top. Coming for a short position on this peak. We do have a favour of those sellers still. We haven't come past that point on the 50 on the RSI. $2.15, where have we got $2.15? So we've had rejection on this high. So if we break through there, then we could be in for a push to the upside, but if not, we need a clean break. If we don't get it, then we'll obviously sort of continue coming bearish. I'm not really getting too much strength from the buyers right now. Is the structure for Sahara the same or slightly similar? Coming for the same position on Sui and Pudgy Penguins as well. Pudgy Penguins have actually reached the kind of that bottom range. Oh, not quite, not just yet. We'll keep our eyes on Ethereum actually, if we do get that push to the upside or not. Oil jumps as Trump says mulling restart of Project Freedom. Where was it? Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Critical. Oil jumps as Trump says mulling restart of Project Freedom, which could mean new Hormuz clashes with Iran. That does not sound good at all. So, depending on that news just then, we'll see how the market now reacts. We'll most likely see crude oil jumping. Yep, it's already on that move to the upside. We're already in 700 profit, 724 profit. That's crazy. We need to that continue push towards the upside. Sui is doing really well actually, the best out of all. And then we've got Pudgy Penguins, then Ethereum, and then Bitcoin. So we'll see how that news has just affected the markets. See if it's legit, see if it's not. Sometimes news sources can be misleading, so make sure you guys obviously check your news sources if they're legit, because if they're not legit then you could be in for a very unfortunate loss. Let me just confirm that. Tensions. Now that's only the only tweet we have, but at the same time we may it might not even be that legit. So let's look at the liquidity for Ethereum. I think it was on Model 2 actually. Yeah, it's claiming that liquidity in the bottom side. There we go. Gold is, crude oil is pumping there. Seen a bit of a hiccup there. Let's just have a look at this source. Tweet or whatever we have to see if we've got an actual Sui's doing very well. We're at 305 on Sui there. Sui coin, Sui USD. Yeah, so the fact that we've got a lack of official statement kind of does suggest this source might not be as legit as we may think. But oil is up sharply. The cause is real geopolitical tension around Iran. Strait of Hormuz, Trump rejecting Iran's proposal, which markets react to. But there's no verified new escalation, especially called restart of Project Freedom. So this guy is capping. He is talking straight rubbish. But I mean, he has got a pretty big following. I mean, that tweeted like 6 minutes ago. It's already got nearly 10k views. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy. 2.7 million followers. So I have been actually following this guy for quite a long time. Yeah, we need to see a bigger push for all of these. Ethereum actually does seem to be jumping a lot more towards that downside. Bitcoin not so much. It's kind of kind of not knowing where to go just yet. Ethereum, same kind of movement there. So we'll only be in a bit of a bother if that price continues above this previous high. So if it claims that 2,315, then we might not be looking so positive. But the fact that we do keep getting kind of rejected from that upside suggests to me we are going to continue coming bearish. Conflicts does seem to be slightly rising, but then at the same time, like I said, you gotta have good sources, because well, that source right there wasn't really anything, as you can see for yourselves. So we'll have a look. If we do come past that previous high, like I said, yeah, we will be in maybe even in for a reversal to the upside. If not, then I believe we most likely will continue coming down to that level of that previous low as well. Maybe even pushing towards a lower level. But we do need to see a further push to the downside actually. So Ethereum is currently slightly in the red zone. Pudgy Penguins is kind of following that move. It wasn't following the move for the bearish. It wasn't really following this bearish move as much. So it's kind of got this resistance here at the bottom, as you can see. So if we go in a 1 hour time frame, you can see we've got plenty of touches for that bottom level. Where are we at? 215. This is kind of the make or break. If it, yeah, we're not gonna. We'll have to close that there. And we still need to break through it cleanly. We are still kind of in the level though. So it looks like we haven't broke through that level. So look at Sui. I mean, now we're pretty much back at where we started. We're at 2,314. But we do need to come in for a further push to the downside. Past those previous lows as well. So you see we've got rejection there, rejection there. Let's have a look on flow. Let's have a look on flow, what we get. So we are kind of pushing back. There we go. Kind of failed that level again there. There we go. But we need to still see a continuation. Otherwise, there we could see a candle forming next to it, which would be bullish as well. What have we got liquidity wise? I don't think we've got anything really. We've claimed that swept out liquidity of 1.56 billion at 2,309. We have come slightly bullish there, so let's have a look what we have for Bitcoin. 35 now, and it's in the bottom range as well. So that is at a level of 80.2k. Currently, I believe we are sat at 80.8k. Thing is, like for Bitcoin, we are currently making higher highs and higher lows. So there is a possibility that we've got a uptrend forming right here. But for Ethereum, we still haven't cracked through that level of 2,315. As you can see, rejection multiple times. We've got 3 times we've got a rejection from that level. But it's retesting that level again and again, which is slightly concerning. Also coming for a short position on, so look at oil actually. Oil is still pushing higher and higher. Coming for a short position on Sui as well. Don't believe price. There's more liquidity in the lower end for Ethereum and Bitcoin. So. We want to see that continuation to the downside. We've been rejected from this level many times. Last time we kind of saw the same market structure, we did actually believe it was going to come in for a further push to the upside, but the price obviously came bearish. Now you can see, this is kind of the level where we started to come bearish, like, well, very bearish. So we started at 2,327 to a low all the way down at 2,303. Then we pushed back up to about 2,316, and ever since that, we've had a rejection here, 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 here. And now we may even be coming back up for another retest of this same resistance level. Now, what have we got? President Donald Trump's response to Iran's proposal comes days after attacks in and around the Strait of Hormuz. So the Strait of Hormuz, I believe, is still fully blocked. Okay, we're doing okay for Pepe coin actually, which is very nice to see. Let's have a look at Pudgy Penguins. So they are on a decline, so we will jump in for a short position on that as well. Now there is a possibility we do see higher highs and higher lows forming, but we've had rejections on this price many times. It's a little bit different to Bitcoin, but for Ethereum, yeah, we've had rejections. You see, the price hasn't come up above, let's say, to 2,317. So here we've stopped at 2,316.81, then 2,316.71, and then 2,317. So price is getting weaker from the buyers as well. You see, we've got a relatively large candle, but we have ended in a bearish one. So we have failed to come up above that level of 2,315 multiple times now. Multiple times. But we do need to see a continuation. A perfect scenario would be coming past this previous low. So it looks like price is failing to come up to that level that has been rejected at many times. Still need to see that further move to the downside. Coming past that previous low. So you can see the buyers are actually getting weaker. We've had a pushback here, and it's been relatively small here as well, relatively small. And then we've been going bearish now. I'm looking, this to me already looks like a weakness, because if we were in for a move to the upside, we would have had kind of this whole move here. Let me just show you. This whole move here being above this high here. So the fact that it's lower suggests to me that we've got a weakness within this uptrend. So here we've got a first low, high, and then now we've got that weakness within this uptrend. Bitcoin is still negative, Ethereum negative, Sui is looking profit as well. Sui is profitable, Pepe is profitable, Pengu is profitable, but Ethereum and Bitcoin are kind of unsure where they want to go. Unsure of where they want to go. Now let's have a look at Pudgy Penguins. Yep, we are okie dokie. So, as for today, we've had a bit of a different approach. We've had actually a look at, well, we've dropped a trade now on Pepe. Pudgy Penguins is kind of like a daily coin now. Sui is new for today as well. Kind of dropped into Sui. Let's have a look at what Sui will give us. We had Pepe, Pengu, APT, but it's relatively low in leverage, I believe. So we only took about $20 trade there. Pengu, Sui, yeah, Pepe as well. So, what's going on? I don't really want to be seeing that price pushing above this 2315 for Ethereum. Let's get some news on something popping off, something going crazy. Trump says we will hit Iran if they... Trump says we will hit Iran. They have not seen before. What? Trump says we will hit Iran. They have not seen before if deal is not reached. I mean, that would have been, Trump says we will hit Iran like they've never seen before. But, yeah. You gotta be punctual. Punctuality is key. It seems we are still kind of struggling to get above this high, as you can see. So this move has been very, very slow. So to me, that just suggests that we don't have really any momentum left. We are getting weaker here as well. I believe we may even be dipping towards a push to the downside here. this a breakout we were looking for? Or is this a fake out? We could still have a fake out. Trump says he will hit Iran. They have not seen before if deal is not reached. Again, that don't even make sense, but okay. Still got 20-ish seconds for that candle. So we've not come back within that fair value gap. So there is still a possibility we are in for a move to the downside. But that's unless we break through 2,320 pretty cleanly.
The more you
Nobody clicks there.
So currently looking to see if this breakout is actually genuine or not. So we have just closed all in positions. That was Very, very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Let's have a look. Where have we got liquidity? Still in that bottom area. 37.8 mil. It's, you know, it's nothing, but Trump being weighted by a large group of generals on Iran. What does that mean? Looks like we've failed to come past that previous high. We'll come in for short positions and all them that we previously had. We've had a fail to get past that level. OPEC output hits 20-year low as Hormuz crisis chokes exports. OPEC oil production fell for 830,000 barrels a day in April to 20.4 million, the lowest level in more than 2 decades, as Iran conflict and Strait of Hormuz disruption slashed exports. Oil. 95.708. A bipartisan group of senators has urged President Donald Trump to advance a $4 billion arms sale for Taiwan and signaled to Chinese leader Xi Jinping at a summit in Beijing this week the US support for the island nation is non-negotiable. Everyone on the internet seems so smart, but I'm not too sure. We need to see a push from oil, a big push. We're currently in a 5-minute time frame. What have we got time-wise? 5 seconds. I believe we'll see a push for crude oil. We've got a weakness there for Bitcoin actually, in this whole move to the upside. We've got a high, bottom, but then we've had a fail to come up to that high there. Not really much liquidity. We've got 29 million in the upside and 37 in the downside. So there's relatively more liquidity in the downside of that 80k level. Not too much for the upside. We could come in for a take profit on 80k. Let's have a look. Nothing today. Core CPI, monthly, yearly, CPI again. Retail sales, GDP for British pound on Thursday. Oh my days. This is some kind of joke. This is some kind of joke. We're at 73 on the RSI. 74. 75. 77. We're coming for a short position. Our side getting weaker, and we've kind of reached this high now. Same for Pudgy Penguins. We've got 75. Do Pepe as well. Four, 2, 7, 8. We'll be going a little bit lower, so we'll do 2K. There. Ethereum. We'll go to that previous low as well. Ethereum. 2,307. And then for Bitcoin, we can do 8570. 8570. I'm looking now for that big move to that downside again. I don't believe we'll go to 82k plus. That would just be insane. That would just be insane. I don't even think that's realistic to even expect. $82,477. Politics quote. got US-Israeli war with Iran is now hitting global food production. Iran's disruption of the Strait of Hormuz, a key route for fertilizer, fuel and shipping, has caused diesel and fertilizer prices to surge across Asia. Farmers in major food exporting countries like Thailand are cutting planting, reducing fertilizer use, or abandoning crops entirely because the costs are higher than potential profits. Thailand's rice sector is being hit especially hard. Some farmers are leaving fields empty, while others are planting only part of their normal acreage. Urea shortages and record fuel prices are making farming financially unsustainable. Since Thailand is one of the world's largest rice exporters, reduced production could push global rice prices sharply higher later in 2026. So it's not only affecting fuel prices, we are also affecting the food industry. So there won't be no more rice and chicken and rice, which is very sad indeed. We need to see that continuation. God forbid we get a fake out right now and they push further to the upside. That would literally be catastrophic. So what are we looking like? Let's have a look. Calculating these losses right now, profit to loss ratio, see where we're currently at. Not too positive, but yeah, I'm trying to calculate this really quick. US shows nuclear sub presence in after previous ejection. The Pentagon confirmed a US Navy nuclear Ohio class submarine was docked. A rare disclosure of a boomer deployment. The Navy said the visit underscores US capability and NATO commitment, noting the submarine is part of the nuclear triad's most survivable strike force. Bitcoin seems to be failing this push to the upside now. Seems we'll get a continuation towards the downside. What have we just got there? Trump Iran proposal unacceptable. So what's actually happened? What's actually happened? Pudgy Penguins don't seem to be looking too positive. Still got a bit of looks like we've got some consolidation in that upper range, as you can see. Bitcoin and Ethereum are looking pretty good. Maybe we've had a slight hiccup there with Pudgy Penguins. Pepe, what's Pepe doing? Pepe, same kind of thing. Same kind of thing. So if we've got any liquidity, no. Let's have a look at Pudgy Penguins. Pepe as well. What have we got for Pepe? More on the downside. Yep. So there's more liquidity for all of the coins right now. So we've got Ethereum. Ethereum had more liquidity in the downside as well. There's nothing in the upper range. We've got 1.2, 1.1, but there's still that more on the downside. Bitcoin. Still more on the downside at 80k. What else do we have? Pepe, Pengu as well. have a look. Where have we got Pengu? There we go. Seems we've got more in the upper range, 45k. Now, if this trade plays out, we are looking very, very good. So, if this trade does play out, which I am looking for it to play out, obviously, we are looking at about a 5k trade. A little bit more on the risky side, but we did take a pretty big loss today. Realistically, should have had that risk management, maybe a little bit more on the safe side, but we can only go forward, can't we? Yeah, Bitcoin's kind of not knowing where to go right now. Looks to me as if we are failing to come to that upside. We're trying again here and here and again and again. Whales are neutral, mid is slightly bearish, retail is neutral. Shorts are 33 million, longs are 20. 54 million in liquidations. Now sitting at this bottom range, we're in about a 1k profit. But we do want to see a further move to the downside. Potentially coming to this very big bottom there. It's not a comfortable position to be in, I'm going to be completely honest. All my fault, I know, completely. But I got a bit too greedy thinking price was going to come down. Ideally, I should have put in the stop loss. We've had actually many failed attempts now to push to that upside. You can see again and again and again. There. About 5 times now. Alright, let's have a look.
It was just unacceptable. You know, a lot of people said, well, does he have a plan? Yeah, of course they do have the best plan ever. Iran has been defeated militarily, totally. They have a little left. They probably built up during this period of time. We'll knock that out in about a day. But I have a plan. You know, it is a very simple plan. I don't know why you don't say it like it is. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. They're very dangerous. They're very volatile. It's a terrible thing that's happened. They've killed 42,000 people in the last 2 months. 42,000. At least that's what we know of. 42,000 people. They killed numerous people over the last week, but they killed 42,000 people a month ago, a month and a half ago. They were unarmed protesters, not at all violent protesters, and they started taking them out, shooting them. So we're not going to let them. That's the plan. You know, it was just
Cooked. Tensions are getting higher. That means we're expecting price to be coming bearish. That was a pretty critical news source, to be fair. We do have some stuff from like Telegram and that, but it doesn't really. It's you know, it's not genuine. It's not genuine sources. So things like we saw from Fox News, that's, you know, you can see the impact that it leaves, critical. So it's slightly escalated since that post. You can see it was about 30-ish, 35, 38 maybe. Now we're at 43. Now we do need to come bearish, need to break through whatever kind of consolidation phase we currently have right now. We are slightly leaning bearish though, as you can see. We have got those candles. You see we are coming lower and lower. I am slightly worried that we could get a push to the upside. The market is relatively, and that's exactly what I was talking about. We're not going to close them trades just yet. long we got on that candle? We're at 81k. Have we got any changes liquidity wise? 49 million. We're starting to pick up some speed, and that's no, that's Pengu. What have we got? 37. Nothing's changed then. We've got 29 in the upper range. 37. 29, 37. So look, 29, 37, 35, 26. All in a range of about 80k. But there is a weakness for Bitcoin to obviously push to the upside. That move is getting weaker and weaker, so I don't believe it will come in for a big move to the upside. But I think we will fail to come past this previous high. See, we've got some rejection here already. Alright, you guys can watch that trade, and I will be back in just a second. Right guys, seems Bitcoin has pushed slightly through that previous high, but it looks to me like it'll fail to continue. Liquidity is still relatively larger in a downside, but looking at 30 to 20 mil is literally, you know, it's nothing. So we can't really take that into account. As for Ethereum, don't know why it's so slow. I deal with them. I say it to them. You people are crazy. You are crazy. You are not. Beef import tariffs. Beef. Protected over their beef. Yeah, we seem to be becoming bearish now. I don't know, coming maybe even up to 82k is kind of unrealistic in my opinion. What have we got? Kevin Walsh spent years positioning himself to lead the Federal Reserve, but finding his case that the Fed has lost its way and needs to be reformed. He's expected to finally get his chance with a Senate confirmation vote as early as Wednesday. Beef, more beef. So look at the dollar index actually. DXY. Kind of consolidating right now in the same kind of range. So let's have a look at gold. There's gold. How gold kind of correlates to the dollar index right now. Should be relatively the same, but we can still check it out. Yeah, I mean it's the same kind of movement but opposite. Actually no. Gold seems to be a little bit more spikes and valleys. We don't really have any trends going on either. No trendy market for gold. The dollar index has been relatively consolidated within a key level. Now for gold, dollar index is now coming down. That post would obviously strengthen the dollar, therefore I mean, what we don't want to see is now another push to the upside, making another high. That would not be very nice to see. Not very nice at all. Trump Paulie invites billionaire delegation to China. So I've seen attention elevated, but it's only been 43, so it's not currently too crazy. If we were to get something like 100, well, I've seen the market when it's at 100, and it's yeah, it's pretty crazy. Well, actually coming for a short position on WorldCoin as well. Thought I'd take profit of 0.2758. Yeah, Bitcoin's still pushing to that high, which is not good at all. $81,467. So the current high was 81,486. Beef prices are not gonna impact Bitcoin, I don't think. Not gonna impact Bitcoin. What have we got for news-wise? I don't think we've got anything. Bitcoin is just going crazy. It looks like we're going up to that previous high. Oh my days. I mean, that is literally insane, but I feel like we entered at a pretty tragic point. We've been getting absolutely cooked today. I mean, the high is only 82.4k. I don't even think there's... The thing is, like, there's not even that much that's currently going on for Bitcoin to be pushing this aggressively bullish, you know. Which is not really making sense to me. Not making sense to me at all. We're in a very sticky situation. We're in a very sticky situation. Bitcoin is just going crazy. Bitcoin is going crazy. We entered at this peak where we saw price coming in for a reversal, but we've just had this big move towards the upside, which is very very hard to watch. Very hard to watch. We've had no changes for liquidity. Liquidity has been higher in the bottom range for Ethereum as well. Bitcoin, not too much. There's about what, 37 million. That's literally, nothing at all. Yeah, all in the lower end, 38 million. So we have kind of come to this high here, and price is kind of leaning bearish now. I did not think price was going to come this high. I definitely did not think price was going to jump this high. Yeah, very, very unpredictable market right now.
What does that make you feel?
Whales are very bullish. Mid is neutral, retail is neutral as well.
Any idea?
It's cooked. It's actually cooked. We've got lower lows, we've got lower highs there actually. Not sure on them lows though, but yeah, we do have lower highs. We are leaning bearish though now. Hopefully that move does return. Apparently the ceasefire is on life support. Trump says ceasefire with Iran is on massive life support after he rejects Tehran's peace proposal amid escalating tensions in the Strait of Hormuz. Great. That is actually good for my trade. Not so good for the planet, but 44, we're at 43, so I reckon that tweet maybe elevated the situation slightly, but we'll see as time goes on if we get more tension happening. Like this is a really big move. Like you can see for yourselves how big this move actually is. And there really isn't like too much from the outside pushing it, so it's mainly just the people within the market, those inflows as well. Like this scenario is definitely not something I was looking for. Definitely not. We do need to see a bigger break to the downside though. I feel like this move is getting weaker. Would be good if you got some news on maybe tensions escalating again. Would give us, you know, a nicer move to the downside there. So Bitcoin has been slightly above this level now, but if we look in a daily time frame, it's relatively. If we're getting more news sources about this live support on the ceasefire, then we might see an actual stronger move to the downside. But for now, we are still kind of in this range, as you can see. So the place we actually entered on this Bitcoin, on this Ethereum trade is right here. So this high, and this move is relatively, you know, it's not too big. But as for Bitcoin, we didn't enter too far away as well. You can see how sharp this move actually is, which is very sad to look at if I'm honest. So I wanted to look at the 1 hour time frame for Bitcoin. So that high that we had was 82,817. Now a couple hours ago at about 3 in the morning, 12 AM, we had a push up to 82,469, and now we're at 81,831. Which isn't good at all. Like you can actually see how sharp this move actually is. Like we've got two relatively large candles. I mean, this move was definitely the strongest out of them all currently, obviously apart from that one there. But yeah, we could still be in for a downtrend. So we've got the first high, we can't. This low and the low for this doesn't really match up in any way or shape or form. So yeah, what have we just got there? Slightly more elevated now at 45. What have we got? Let me just, hello. We have been absolutely destroyed today. Absolutely destroyed. Let's have a look what Trump says.
There's a lot of support for Taiwan from Japan and from countries from that area.
Do you think we should still be selling them weapons?
United States should...
Well, I'm going to have that discussion with President Xi. President Xi would like us not to, and I'll have that discussion. That's one of the many things I'll be talking about. Well, he and I have gotten along well, other than with COVID. I was not. I was just not accepting of what happened with COVID. But other than that, he and I have had. He's a great gentleman. I find him to be an amazing man. And when I say that, the press always says, "Oh, that's terrible that he called it." He runs 1.4 billion people with a pretty iron fist. He loves his country. I can tell you that, President Xi. I look forward to being there. And if he felt anything, we wouldn't be doing it. But a lot of good things can happen. Now, we'll be talking about. I mean, he'll bring up Taiwan. I think more than I will. But I think that. A discussion will be a little bit about energy and about the very beautiful country of Iran.
Iran does have very nice, actually, some very nice, what was it called? Like monuments and stuff. Like places of what was it, religion, or they had these nice places to visit and stuff. So I guess that's the only thing they kind of got. But right, we need to see that move. Very bullish now. Bullish. Bearish. We need to see a big bearish move. Big bearish move. I'm going to keep this trade open for a longer time, so I will keep you guys updated today. Well, that is tomorrow. So we're currently on a 15 second time frame, sorry. Price is slowly dropping down now, as you can see. WorldCoin is now on the zeros. Pepe is looking profitable. Bitcoin, not good. Yeah, so Bitcoin is currently the main main one in this loss right now. All the other coins weren't affected as much. As you can see, WorldCoin, Pengu, Pepe, Ethereum. But yeah, Bitcoin has kind of been the most affected on that. But yeah, I'll obviously keep you guys updated on this trade. So you'll obviously hear about it tomorrow. We are coming to an end to the session, but yeah, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. I'll keep you all updated on the upcoming news, crypto overview, and everything else that happens. If you want to see more educational videos, do make sure to drop a comment down below. Maybe there's something specific you want to see. Don't obviously hesitate to ask. But yeah, check out Everdex in the description below. I use this platform every day for all of my trading, so if you guys want to trade, then yeah, make sure you take a look. I have an entry in Bitcoin at 82,371. Oh, Bitcoin's going crazy today. Bitcoin is going crazy today. 82,351. Let's have a look. That is just below that previous high. What is it? 371. 37. So that's literally the top of this bearish candle. So 82,380. Yeah, I mean, it's a possibility. It's a possibility. I mean, personally, I don't believe Bitcoin will come up above that price. But yeah, obviously we will wait and see what happens. But we are coming lower and lower, so we've got that first high, the second high. Potentially we've got a third high here, unless we come for a push to the downside at this area here. Yeah, Bitcoin does want to push. But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on this trade. So I thank each and every one of you for watching. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you